My name is Brandon, and welcome to Audio Addiction, where you can find the latest album reviews, you can find our band interviews, and you can find live video of the concerts that we get. Unfortunately, for the month of February, there isn't too much going on in that department in terms of live shows. Um, but I hope to go to a few local. Definitely, will be going to a few local shows and just some shows and smaller shows in general. If you'd like me to get video of those, I will definitely be on the lookout for that. But March is looking to be really, really, really exciting. There's a lot of freaking tours in March, and I'm really excited to hopefully get some awesome interviews and some awesome live footage for you guys. So, speaking about being in the loop, if you enjoy what I do, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure to hit that like button as well. It goes to show, me what you guys like and what you guys dislike. And if you subscribe, it helps you keep you in the loop with what we do, and what's going on over at Audio Addiction. So if you do that, that'd be great. Few things, the podcast is coming back as well in the foreseeable future, so definitely be on the lookout for that. So tonight, without further ado, we're going to be talking about Afterlife's new record, Vicious Cycle.
Now, let the poison out, let the poison out, let the poison out!
So, for those of you who don't know about Afterlife, I haven't heard about them really too much either, but they're a band out of Texas. They just signed with Stay Stick Records, and the funny story about this band, I actually hadn't heard of them up until December, when they got signed, and my friends in Villain Story, shout outs to them. They put out a new track today too, but they were listening to their title track, Vicious Cycle, at my house, and I thought these guys were pretty interesting. I am not particularly the biggest fan of new metal, but I figure I'd give this one a spin. And I would hope that it would sound a little bit different from maybe just that track, but I'll kind of break it down for you and let you know my thoughts on it. So don't be too hard on me. Again, I'm not the biggest new metal fan, so this might not be up my alley, but I figured somebody out there might enjoy this, and somebody might go give these guys a listen. So I don't want to take that away from them. So the first track is called Anthem. Again, like I mentioned, like probably about 5 times now. They are a new metal band, and obviously their influence is heavily influenced by new metal. And I like the screams and the vocals. They remind me a lot of Landing Tours of the Plot and You. I think they're label mates, yes, because Plot and You signed with Stasic. Um, I also feel like their vocalist reminds me a lot of Jake Taylor from In Heart's Wake as well, and just the way he delivers as well. But those two screamers combined kind of remind me of Afterlife's vocalist. The breakdown was definitely cool, but sometimes I feel like, again, with a lot of new metal bands, in my opinion, I feel like their guitar work is kind of repetitive in some parts. Some might call it generic, but I feel like the guitar parts are just not something that gets me excited. Typically with bands, guitar work's like one of the first things that I listen for. Being a guitar player myself, that's something that I pick out in particular. So to me, the guitars didn't really get me. The drums are atypical of new metal, and same with the bass. So I feel like it's a very atypical new metal band. So the next track is Pain and Pleasure. This was the second single that they released, and like I mentioned earlier, vocally it reminds me a lot of Jake Taylor from In Heart's Wake. And I feel like this track has a really good balance to it as opposed to the first track, Anthem. I think this one definitely has more of a groove to it. The breakdown comes in really hard. I think, in particular, this album, I think they really, went heavy, obviously, and I think, and just hard in general. So I really enjoyed that. I like the vocals, screaming, and the sort of yell parts. I feel like that's becoming a popular thing, the vocal sort of yell style thing. But I really enjoy that as well, and I think the rapping was very good as well in this track. So we'll move on to track number 3, which is Vicious Cycle, obviously the title track of the EP. I like the sort of dark intro in this track. I think I definitely feel like it picks up after the intro, and I love the intro guitar riff. I feel like it's very gnarly, and it was even when I was listening to the Villain in the Story guys, it felt like that was something that I picked up and what I enjoyed. Um, Instrumentally, it reminds me a lot of Sworn In, just in that sort of genre, and I think this was a really great breakdown. And I like the rap parts. It almost reminds me of their owner, Franz from Attila, almost reminds me of that sort of talky sort of parts that he does with his, screaming and talking sort of rap parts. I think it's definitely reminiscent of Attila and stuff of that nature. Um, so we'll move on to track number 4, which is "Fading Away." This one is definitely one of my favorite tracks off this EP. I like this sort of glitchy intro at the beginning. I always love when bands do that, and whenever they do that in tracks. So I definitely picked that out. I think this one has the best breakdown of all in the entire record. It's very fast, heavy, in your face, aggressive. These are all sorts of adjectives that I use to describe this track. Vocally, I think it was on point along with a lot of the other tracks. Um, I think he does an amazing job of kind of differentiating himself in terms of screaming technique and stuff like that. But I also feel like he has a lot of similarities to the vocalist that I mentioned previously. So I definitely like the influences, but I also like that he, you know, contributes his own sort of style as well. And the last track is called Catalyst. I like this sort of ambient intro. I said info. I don't know why. My throat's probably getting dry. The riffs are really great. I also enjoy the rapping parts. I think that's something, obviously, very apparent in new metal. I feel like that, if you listen to new metal, obviously it's a rap blend between metal and rap. So definitely enjoy that, or not rap, but just that sort of style in general. And I feel like they keep very true to their sound till the end. Nothing too far out, obviously, but nothing too just together. I feel like they knew what they were going for and they did it. And I thought the breakdown was really great. And again, I think they just stuck to their roots and kept to what they know. Um, so my pros and cons on this record. I feel like at some times it becomes very generic, becomes very repetitive in some parts. Um, but that was just something that I picked out. Also, I don't think I would take this as a con just because it's my own personal preference, but I don't really dig new metal too much. I do dig some bands that are new metal, speaking of which, Ocean Grove. But I think this band is just not my wheelhouse. It's just something that I just couldn't get into. But hopefully somebody else that enjoys new metal, enjoys that sort of styles that I was referring to in the review. Maybe you guys will enjoy it and check it out. But to me, it wasn't something that I picked out. But some good points about this track, or just this album in general, I think that vocally it was on point throughout the entire record. I think that it delivered a lot of diversity, but at the same time, very kept very true to their roots. And I enjoyed that a lot. And I also feel like, again, they kept true to their sound and they didn't change things just because they wanted to change things. They kept things the way they wanted to keep it, and obviously it went through to the end. So that's cool. If you enjoy Afterlife, and let me know in the comments section below what your thoughts are on the Afterlife record. Did you enjoy it? Do you think my assessment's correct? Do you think it's a little bit biased? It probably is a little bit biased, honestly. But to me, those were the things that I could pick out from that. But my overall rating for this record, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. I don't love giving bad ratings. And I also feel like music is not something that is particular. Like, bands, you can love a band that I hate, and I can love a band that you hate. So, it's very in particular, and I feel like if somebody can enjoy my review and go enjoy the record, I think that makes it all worthwhile. So, um, let me know in your comments what your favorite tracks off Afterlife's Vicious Cycle was, in the comments section below. it'd be greatly appreciated. And if you have any bands that you would like me to review, definitely drop them in the comments. I make sure to check the comments daily, so definitely check that out if you do decide to do that. So thank you guys for checking out my review. Hopefully it wasn't too hard, and hopefully you guys, like this band. And if you don't, it's not your cup of tea. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also make sure to hit that like button. You can dislike it if you want. I won't hold any hard feelings on you for that. But my name is Brandon, and we hope you got your fix, and we'll be talking with you soon. Peace. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, of course. If you enjoy what we do, make sure to go check out the other series we do. We do album reviews, we do band interviews, and we do live videos, so definitely go check that out. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps out our channel, helps us grow. Make sure to hit that like button as well. Go follow us on social media. That's all down below. We try to keep that as updated as possible. We also made a new website where we'll be posting photos of upcoming concerts and stuff like that, which you can go check out at audioaddictionmedia.com and come get your fix with us, guys. Talk to you later. Deuces.